Holiday shopping can be just a lot and not that much fun. So this year, I'm keeping it simple and enjoying every minute shopping with Quince. Their home goods are the perfect touch to my own home as well as perfect for gifting. Quince offers the kinds of gifts that people actually love and use. Luxurious soft throws, beautiful bedding, and handcrafted pieces that make every space feel a little bit more elevated. I'm adding the Quince European Linen Gingham Tablecloth to my holiday table this year. Quince offers the quality you'd find at high-end home stores, but at half the price. Quince is helping me spruce up my home for the holidays, and it can spruce up yours as well, and also make your gifting so much simpler. Gift the home essentials everyone's been meaning to buy themselves with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. Woohoo! That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT.
Shopify's point of sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business. Need a fast and secure way to take payments in person? We've got you covered. How about card readers you can rely on anywhere you sell?
Thanks. Have a good one.
Yep, that too. Want one place to manage all your online and in-person sales? That's kind of our thing. Wherever you sell, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/listen. Shopify.com/listen.
Today, we're cracking the code. Hey everybody, it's Kelly Wilkness here with Anita Joyce, and this is Decorating Tips and Tricks. Today, we're going to help you crack the cozy code because it's the time of year when you want to be cozying in and getting comfy in your home.
It's been so cold and dreary the last 2 days, and I'm probably the only one who's saying, yay, I love it. Everyone else is, where is the sun? What happened to the warmth? And I'm thinking, yes, I want to wear my sweaters.
I know. I so agree. We had really, really, really rainy weather right before Thanksgiving, and people were feeling really down in the dumps here in Southern California. What's going on? And I was making another cup of tea and yet another cup of tea, and I had my wellies out and my turtlenecks. I was loving it.
Oh, it is definitely welly season for sure. And finally, we're getting rain. It's been so dry for so long. So I am leaning into this so much. I am so happy for this dreary weather.
So great that we're having the rain too, because it's obviously very dry here, and we certainly don't want to have any risk of any more fires here, which I can't even get my head around the fact that it's coming up to a year of the Eaton and Palisades fires here.
Oh,
so
my goodness. Yeah.
Incredible that was a year ago, and people are still struggling to get their homes back and get back to some semblance of normal. But today we're going to talk about cozy. So hopefully you are in a spot where you can feel comfy and cozy. I'm approaching cozy kind of in a 5 senses framework. So I'm thinking this is a way to think about it and kind of break it down into your 5 senses, how each one of those senses would be affected by your surroundings, and how you can make it feel more cozy with your sight, touch, scent, sound, and taste.
I'm thinking warm, soothing, comforting interiors, perfect for cold and dreary days like today here. And I think a lot of what we are talking about with the seasonal decorating, or the, kind of leaning into the season, is appreciating each season for what it is. I mean, the spring is wonderful, the fall is wonderful, but every season has something different, and I appreciate the change. So as it's dreary, as all the leaves are dropping off all the trees, I'm enjoying it and knowing that it won't last forever. And by the time the leaves come out in the spring and the flowers are out, I'll be ready for that too.
I agree. I love when the leaves fall off the trees. They don't fall off all the trees here, but that's okay too. But
right,
when you see, when you see the trunks and the branches and the silhouettes, it's really lovely. And it's nice to have, and we have less dramatic seasons than so much of the rest of the country and the world where Anita and I live, but we do have some semblance of a changing of seasons, and I love that.
Right. And we have a lot of live oaks, which look like deciduous trees, but the leaves don't drop. So they're green all year round. And then we have all the evergreen. So yes, it's a different kind of trees here. My friend from the north, when I was talking about some trees, she would say to me, but are they real trees? And if they didn't drop their leaves, she did not consider it a real tree.
Oh, well, she's misinformed because there's deciduous and non-deciduous trees. We have the California live oak, so it's probably a very similar thing.
Oh, yes, I think so.
In the cycle, the leaves fall off, and then they grow new leaves, but it never sheds all its leaves.
Let's get back to the warm and cozy. Are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with warm earth tones, terracottas, creamy neutrals, muted greens, soft taupe, colors in the brown family. It's all part of the trend. But you can also include deep navy blue, rich burgundies. We're really talking soothing, warm colors, and that's all part of the cozy maxing trend. And it can also include color capping, which we talked about, is putting the darkest color on the ceiling of your room. But I don't recommend doing that for cozy maxing because you're going to be stuck with that in the summer too. So, right. You don't want to be changing your paint every season. I mean, I love this. I really do enjoy orange more than I used to, for example.
You've really come around to orange, yes. I'll touch on the color for a second, and then I'll get into one of my 5 cents framework ideas. I think you do warm neutrals too. You can do oatmeals, mushrooms, caramels, siennas, and that might be a color palette that would carry through the year a little bit more. Then in the warmer months, you could add in some whites and off-whites and creams and whatnot. So that's a lovely way to do it too, sort of more of a tone-on-tone palette in those warm neutrals. Going to our senses, let's start with sight. Low layered lighting. Table lamps, sconces, candles, the rechargeable lamps that we absolutely love, warm bulbs, the sadness that the passing of the incandescent bulb has caused me.
I keep hearing it's coming back, so I hope that's true.
You are the only source for that coming back that I have heard.
I read it, but I haven't seen it, so I'm looking.
Please keep looking and let me know. Warm bulbs, so what we can do now is the 2700K or lower for instant coziness. So that's going to be your best bet out there. Choose a bulb that says warm light, not blue, not daylight, and then try to go for some softer contrast. So think this is your visual. I mean, obviously you're seeing everything that's in your space that could be cozy, but the lighting was really going to impact how you see everything. So soft contrast, maybe avoid some stark black, white. Now I have that, but you want to soften it up with some taupes, creams, and warmer colors.
That is so true. And I am with you on the blue light in the house. That is so unfriendly. And I remember the fluorescent light in the offices when I used to go to an office back in the day. And sometimes those would give me a headache. And, sometimes some of this lighting actually throbs. It kind of, it's not a solid light. It kind of flickers and it gives people headaches because of that too.
Oh, so, some of those fluorescent lighting strips, whatever they were, those panels, they buzz.
Yeah,
they also make noise.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
So awful.
I know some of those that buzz, and then you think, I can't get this light off fast enough. How can you be exposed to that all day and not have a problem? So I think the light, so yes, of course, use some warm light. Candlelight. I know you love using candles. Now is a great time to get those candles out, as the days are not quite as bright some days. Like today, I had to turn some lights on. Normally, I don't need any lighting inside because the sun is just pouring in. as you were talking about the senses, I'm thinking fall scents, warm woods, earthy, spicy notes, cedarwood, sandalwood.
Yeah, I love a musky, kind of wintry, wood smoky scent, almost a more masculine scent, if you will. I love those for wintertime. And of course, for the holidays, you might want to do something that's sort of balsamy or piney. I'm not a person who likes fruity or like food type of candle scents. That doesn't do it for me. So
no pumpkin spice for you?
No pumpkin spice, as much as I like pumpkin bread and pumpkin pie and pumpkins on my front steps, but I do not like pumpkin candles. Not at all. But if you do, that's something you could use now, or vanilla even can be a nice cozy scent if that's a scent that is appealing to you. I would like to have a selection of maybe 3 or 4 candles per season. I mean, if you're burning them a lot and they're not 60 plus hours, you might have to even have more than that. But I like to have the same scent in a couple of different rooms. I don't like to have the scents competing with each other. So if you find one that you really like, then I would suggest you get at least 2. Even if you're just burning in one room, you might need a backup. But it's kind of nice to have one going in the kitchen. You could have one in the living room. And certainly when you're at home and you're roving around in between these spaces, you don't want to just leave an open flame going. But that's a nice way to really, really get the scent moving throughout your home.
Well, and also the diffusers, that's not going to add light to the room, but that's going to add that scent. So, think about diffusers as well. And as we're talking about candles, remember, think about your air quality in your home. So we really try to avoid any synthetic scents. And some of these waxes, the petroleum wax is not so great for you to be inhaling. So be thinking about things that have, the essential oils in them.
Yes. If you have a candle and it burns dirty, where you're getting black smoke coming up from it, this has happened to me a few times, where maybe someone gives you a candle or you don't really know where it was from, or you weren't informed on the type of candle you used to be choosing, which is really soy and organic and all of that. And you light it, and even when you light it, it might send up a little black, but when you blow it out, you get this black smoke. That's bad. You don't want to be burning that thing in your house.
That's smoke inhalation. Be careful with that smoke. So, candles are wonderful, but just make sure you're using the right kind.
Yeah, it's not a place to really chintz. You don't have to spend $80 on a candle, but you don't want to spend, just $5 on a candle, because that's not going to be a good candle for you. Want to glow this holiday season and throughout the year? Well, change your makeup to Jones Road Beauty. Start with the Miracle Balm. It is truly a miraculous product. And their Just Enough Tinted Moisturizer does the job beautifully. I have received so many compliments since I switched to Jones Road Beauty, and oftentimes all I am wearing is the Miracle Balm. It is an amazing product that I want you all to try. And why not start now during the holiday season? You're probably going to go out some more. You might even be doing a bit of traveling. And it's so easy to travel with Jones Road. So start your glow up now with Jones Road Beauty. And for a limited time, you can also enjoy their most giftable and exclusive holiday collection. They have 5 limited edition kits in the collection, and they're all trios that include new holiday shades, products, and packaging. The collection is full of effortless yet party-ready essentials that you can wear for any occasion. And the limited edition kits from Jones Road make the perfect gift for someone else or yourself. So this holiday season, simplify your routine with makeup that's clean, strategic, and multifunctional. And don't miss out on Jones Road limited edition holiday sets. They won't be here for long, and when they're gone, they're gone. Also, as a treat for our listeners, Jones Road is going to give you a free cool gloss on your first purchase when you use code DTT at checkout. Just head to jonesroadbeauty.com and use the code DTT at checkout. After your purchase, Jones Road is going to ask you where you heard about them. Please mention Decorating Tips and Tricks sent you. Touch. So touch is obviously one of your senses, and that's a really important one when you're trying to get cozy. So think of the texture trinity, if you will. nubby and smooth and plush, kind of all working together. And so that could be something that's even like jute-like, could be nubby. Smooth could be maybe a leather or a vegan leather. And then plush, maybe that would be, it could be even one of our furries that we love. So something that has some extra softness to it. And you want to combine that, whether it's all in your pillows, and that's okay if you have that many pillows in my book. And it can also be throws. It could be even a actual piece of furniture, but you can easily add this cozy texture trinity without spending a whole lot of money and just add it for the season to your existing furniture.
This is so true. And I have pulled out the wool blankets and I love using them in the winter. You know, we talk about using these natural fibers. So I have wool throws, alpaca throws. You can get cashmere. There's so many
mohair.
Yes, there's so many wonderful textures, or maybe even one of the fisherman kind of woven cotton blankets.
Yeah.
I think these are all
chunky
beautiful.
And yeah, and really nice. And you know, we think about touch, we think about our hands, but it's also your feet. So something warm underfoot. So maybe add a runner if you don't have one in your kitchen, or an area rug somewhere, maybe your entry, or layer it over an existing rug. So adding that extra texture, adding that really nice feel for your feet, really cozying it up, either just adding a rug if you don't have one or layering over an existing rug.
You know, I love wool rugs, so now is the time to really enjoy those. They feel so wonderful underfoot, the really soft, plush texture. And, you know, this is the time where the floors are going to be a little colder. And, you know, like you and I have been saying, where we live, the wood floors are fine in the winter. It's not that cold, but a lot of places that is a problem. So that's right. You might want just kind of some seasonal rugs, kind of more for winter. Maybe you don't want them in the summer, but maybe you can have some even large, oversized rugs, you know, if you're worried about walking on cold floors. Another thing to think about are the plants. Think about some seasonal plants. We were talking about evergreens and other types of plants. So this is when I like to add some plants to the house that kind of more speak to winter, maybe some sort of little evergreen plant. So you can buy the plants to put in the house, or you can just bring in some clippings. I think some winter clippings of some evergreens. You know, I have a lot of cedar trees here. So I think that's a wonderful thing to add to the room.
So let's think about the sound. Maybe make a special winter playlist. That is a beautiful thing to have going on in the background. And maybe it's just some classical music, or maybe it's a special artist that just really moves you. I've come to know this artist, not personally, but I know her work from a podcast that I listen to that I absolutely love. It is the Fern podcast, and it's a seasonal podcast. So every month they come out with a new podcast. Fern is a perfumery company I think it's in Somerset in the UK. And they just do such a beautiful podcast. And there's an artist who does all the music, and her name is Alice Boyd. And I could highly recommend her. She calls them her found sounds. So you might even just hear some moments of someone sounds like they're crunching through the woods. And then you might hear some bird song. And she just melds it all together to make this beautiful, relaxing music that you can appreciate, but it can also just be in the background, and it can just be kind of soothing.
Oh, that sounds nice.
You may also want to think about adding some fabrics to the rooms. We've already talked a little bit about that within our texture section, but you can add it to specifically absorb some sounds. We talked about this recently in our wellness episode, how the sound in your home and acoustics can really change the way you live in the space and how you relate to it. So if you want to get cozy, envelop yourself, not only for the texture and for the visual interest, but also to absorb some of that sound. You don't have to change everything out to get cozy. It's just adjusting what you've got going on, taking out the real summery or warm colors, or mixing in other colors that will work with those. So you're going to crack the cozy code in your own way. These are just a lot of tips to sort of get you there maybe a little bit faster, or some things that you might not have thought about. Taste. So that's the last of my 5 senses.
Oh, I didn't know there was going to be food.
Oh, sure. There's always little treats. Right?
I didn't know it was a party.
Yeah, a cozy corner, right? So this kind of goes along with the idea that we're always encouraging you to create a little nook, like a little reading nook, a little special spot. So maybe set something up in your kitchen, or if you have a break front in your dining room, or you've got any flat surface where people will be passing by. Our favorite, start with a tray, maybe add some mugs, maybe you put out that pumpkin bread that I love so much, or something like that. Maybe display some of your pretty little napkins, pretty spoons in a little silver cup or something like that. Whatever you've got around to make it festive, or if you've got younger kids, maybe you do something that's like a little cookie jar or something. So that can be a lovely thing to add. And sure, you shouldn't go past the cookie jar, 10 times a day. But maybe at one point in the day, you say, I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and I have these extra nice things out there. Maybe a specialty coffee or a specialty tea. I mean, Anita's always sharing specialty teas with us, or a honey that you wouldn't normally use. Just something to make it a little cozier. Hot chocolate, maybe, right? Oh. And, if you want to really indulge some of those little mini marshmallows, how bad could those be, right? They have a 1,000-year shelf life, but that's okay. Just have a few.
That bad.
It can't be that bad. I mean, come on. Oh, I ate those a lot growing up, and I'm fine, I think. So it's going to be all right.
I mean, it's just scary. Yeah. I mean, all the Pop-Tarts we had. Oh, my goodness.
So something like that could be really lovely. And maybe you don't even do it every day. Maybe you do it on the weekends.
Well, I make wassail every winter, which is not wine. You start with apple juice or apple cider, and you add in some spices, allspice, cinnamon. I think there's a nutmeg. You just let it simmer, and a little bit of pineapple or orange juice. And I used to add brown sugar. I'll probably be adding coconut sugar this year, and just let that simmer. And it gets that scent in the room.
Oh,
and then you have
Anita,
this wonderful drink.
I love that. So it's not alcoholic.
No, but I mean, you could add that if you wanted to.
I still like it. I still like the idea. But okay, because I've had mulled wine, and that I really like.
Yeah, not everybody likes that. So
I like that. Yeah. Is it similar to what you're doing? It's sweeter. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how much sugar you add. So.
Oh, I guess so. Could you add the recipe to our show notes?
Yes, I will. I will add that.
Fantastic. So I went through the 5 senses. Anita and I have given you lots of ideas and our thoughts on getting cozy. But you have to think about what is cozy? Cozy is belonging. You feel like you belong in this space. At home, you really want to have the sense of belonging. And I think that really equates with cozy. So you're going to want to have maybe some personal items, family photos, family art, vintage pieces, and handmade items that carry some emotional warmth to them. So we're always telling you about that. So it definitely goes hand in hand with creating cozy.
I think these are great ideas.
And then I would probably create some sort of little cozy evening ritual. Turn off the overhead lights. Maybe you turn on some little lamps. I now have those Pookie Ernest lamps.
Oh, yeah.
So I bought 2 Ernests. Ernest with a capital E, like Hemingway, not like I am earnest, but I am earnest about them. I absolutely love them. And I do that. And sometimes when I wake up super early and it's still dark out, I will put those on because it's just a great amount of light in a little spot. You're just, adding a little touch, lighting up a dark corner. So I'm kind of doing that at night. I don't have overhead lights on that much if I can control them. Sometimes I come home and they're all on and I think, who's doing surgery in my kitchen? So fix that. Then maybe, turn down the visual noise a little bit, tidy up a little bit, maybe burn your lovely candle for another hour or so if you haven't had it on. And just like take it down, cozy it up, and then you're ready to settle in for a lovely evening.
Sounds perfect.
What's your crush?
My crush is a feel-good movie that I just watched on Amazon Prime. It was made in 2019, and it takes place in Australia in the summer of 1959. And it's about a group of women who work in a department store and just kind of how their lives changed that summer. It's kind of a coming of age, kind of also about how things were changing for women around this time. I was a little concerned it might turn dark, but it didn't. It was just happy and cheery. It was fun. It's a summer movie, but it is Christmas time. So, as you know, Australia, opposite from us. So there's some Christmas scenes, but they're also at the beach.
Oh gosh, that's fun. It's always good to have a good movie recommendation because honestly, there's a lot of bad movies. Just a lot of bad movies, I think.
Yeah, so it's The Ladies in Black.
Oh, I think I've seen that ad for that. Okay, I'll definitely try it.
Yeah, it was good.
My crush is a cozy crush. I actually got this outfit for my mom for her birthday, and I wasn't planning on buying my mom an outfit on Amazon, but she loves it so much. She was like, "Oh, I love this so much. I wish it came in other colors." I'm like, "Well, it does." then I had to fess up that I had to fess up that I bought it for her on Amazon. And she's like, "That's fine. I love it." So I got her the oatmeal, and then I got her the light gray. Some of them want the green. I have to say, it looks a little Kermit the Frog, and then there's a blue, and there's a pink. But it's great. And it was like, I think it was like $70.
Wow, that sounds nice. Yeah, and I'm struggling with my mom because she always wants to dress up every day, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? Like, so you should be comfortable. Get some yoga pants, honey. So we're kind of working on that. But,
this might be your answer.
Well,
this little outfit. Yeah.
Yes, I need the link to this, so I'm going to.
Well, it'll be in the show notes.
Oh, I have to wait. Okay.
If you do your job, it'll be in the show notes.
Okay. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. And remember, we are here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Fabulous. Fun. Wow. Even better than I had hoped or expected. These are just a few of the words used to describe a DTT design consult. We've been doing consults for many years, and boy, are we good at it. And people are loving the results of the advice and suggestions that we make for them. It's so easy to schedule a consult with us. Just simply go to our website, decoratingtipsandtricks.com, and click consult. There you'll be led through the very simple process. And sooner than later, you, I, and Anita will be discussing your home in detail. So sign up for a consult today. Let us help you design and decorate the home that you want and deserve. Looking forward to talking to you soon.